Good evening, you're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Deputy Sarawak Premier Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Liasan meets with Japanese authorities in Tokyo to explore cooperation in aviation and aerospace. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim said 14 new acts and 97 amendments were approved under the Madani government, a big achievement in the country's policy making. And Bitcoin hits a record high, surpassing 520,000 ringgit during today's early Asian trading. Deputy Premier Sarawak Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Liasan held a meeting with the Civil Aviation Bureau, Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism of Japan at its office in Tokyo on Thursday. The discussion focused on the Sarawak government's efforts to explore strategic cooperation opportunities with Japanese aviation and aerospace companies to establish a world-class maintenance, repair and overhaul MRO hub in the region.
The meeting also discussed Sarawak's strategic advantages as an aviation investment destination, including improved air connectivity, its geographical position in the heart of Southeast Asia, and strong government support for high-value industries. Awang Tengah emphasized that the Sarawak government is committed to creating a conducive environment for foreign investors through the provision of competitive incentives, the development of a skilled workforce, and investment in strategic infrastructure. This engagement is part of Sarawak's broader mission in Japan to strengthen cooperation in trade, investment and technology across key sectors, further cementing its role as a dynamic gateway to ASEAN.
Cambodia has expressed interest in forging cooperation with Sarawak to develop the agriculture sector, particularly in rice processing. Senior Minister of Special Mission Islamic Affairs of Cambodia, Dr. Osman Hassan, said that while Cambodia currently produces abundant agricultural products, particularly rice and cashew nuts, it faces significant challenges in processing these commodities.
Pada perbincangan tadi, Yang Berhormat akan hantar satu tim untuk study di atas nak buat processing padi, milling dekat sana, atau dua-dua, kerana Kamboja ada padi banyak. Yang dulu kita ekspor kepada Thailand dan kita ekspor kepada Vietnam. Kalau kita boleh buat proses itu padi dekat sana, jadi satu kena untuk kita boleh diekspor ke mana-mana nanti juga. Dan juga Kamboja pun ada banyak cashew nut, lebih 1 million tan di Kamboja. Ini satu negara yang ada cashew nut yang paling banyaklah, tapi kita tak cukup untuk tempat mesin-mesin untuk buat proses packaging. Jadi kita minta pihak investor atau developer di Sarawak ni untuk tengok itu opportunity yang ada dekat Kamboja.
Apart from rice, the country produces more than 1 million tons of cashew nuts, but faces difficulties in packaging processes. Therefore, he said with the cooperation between Sarawak and Cambodia, both sides hope to enhance investment opportunities in the agriculture sector and harness existing potential for shared economic growth.
The federal government is setting aside 129 million ringgit next year to roll out programs and projects aimed at strengthening national food security in Sarawak. Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Datuk Sri Arthur Joseph Kurup, said the funds will drive 61 major development projects, including efforts to boost the paddy and rice industry in Lundu and Batang Lupar. In a statement, he adds that another 36.7 million ringgit is earmarked under the Land Use Optimization Program for 12 projects in phases 1 and 2. According to him, these strategic moves highlight a strong, united front between the federal and Sarawak governments, working together to reinforce the country's food security in a comprehensive and integrated way. The Sarawak Brigade of the General Operations Force, GOF, is set to receive new assets by the end of this year or early next year at the latest. Deputy Director for the GOF under the Royal Malaysia Police Internal Security and Public Order Department, Datuk Muhammad Suzrin Muhammad Rodi, said this enhancement effort is part of the GOF's comprehensive reform agenda.
Bagi strategic planning peringkat Bukit Aman, kita dah menyiapkan proposal tentang reform berkaitan rebranding balik PGA ni dengan kekuatan dari segi pentadbiran dan dari segi logistik, di mana proposal yang kita buat menerusi keputusan-keputusan yang diluluskan oleh pucuk pimpinan lah. Ada pengarah logistik, pengarah KDKA dan yang dimati Ketua Polis Negara. Kita sudah submit peringkat KDN bagi kelulusan logistik dari segi pembangunan menerusi rancangan Malaysia dan projek sepadan.
Muhammad Suzrin said with backing from the Home Minister and the nation's top leadership, stage approvals under the Malaysian Plan and key border projects are now in motion, boosting the Sarawak PGA Brigade's reach from Tanjung Datu to Limbang, spanning the South China Sea all the way to Long Banga near Kalimantan. He adds the new assets are on the way, including forward operating bases, armored personnel carriers, 4x4s and drones to set up surveillance operations.
Di Brigade Sarawak ni geografi dia terlampau luas. Di mana penghubungan ni sama ada jalan darat ataupun jalan udara. Untuk jalan darat ni saya pasti daripada hujung tahun lepas lagi by stages penghantaran Roboska kita dah bagi kepada PGA Brigade Sarawak ni. Dan untuk termasuk dengan drone, kemudian kolaborasi kita PGA Sarawak ni dengan pasukan polis marine, pasukan udara, di mana penghantaran petugas-petugas di pos-pos di barisan hadapan di sepadan ni melalui udara. Dan petugas-petugas, kalau kita tengok contoh di Tanjung Datu Teluk Melano tu kan, mana kita punya pasukan PGA ni dia ada oleh marine.
On staffing, Muhammad Suzrin said there's been no green light from the Public Service Department for additional personnel just yet, but internally, his team has reshuffled resources to strengthen operations. Under the Madani government, 14 new acts and 97 amendments to existing acts as well as 13 bills were approved. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim lauds the achievement as a significant milestone in the country's policy since he took office as Prime Minister in 2023.
Ini saya tegaskan adalah rekod 2,5 tahun pentadbiran kerajaan Madani yang belum dapat ditandingi oleh kerajaan, termasuk kerajaan yang berhormat sebelum ini.
In 2023 alone, 5 new acts were enacted and 34 were amended, while in 2024, 5 more were enacted and 57 amendments were approved. This year, ANWAR stated 4 new acts have been enacted, 6 acts have been amended, 2 new bills have been introduced, and 11 bills have been tabled, including 2 constitutional amendments, one related to citizenship and the other involving the Parliamentary Services Act, PSA.
Petronas sebagai satu badan korporat diiktiraf di antara yang terbaik, 10 terbaik di dunia. Maka perspektif jangka panjang itu harus diambil kira, melihat kepada ketidaktentuan dalam pasaran minyak dan gas global. Tetapi Petronas harus mengambil kira portfolio asetnya. Sebab itu kita lihat ada di beberapa negara seperti di Brazil, dia ada 7 blok sektor huluan, 3 blok pembangunan dan 4 blok penerokaan. Jadi ada keperluan bila diperoleh kawasan minyak yang dia agak sampai tahap maksimal, dijual untuk ditambah pelaburan di aset baru.
Meanwhile, Petronas' decision to review and rationalize its global upstream asset portfolio was made on commercial considerations. ANWAR said such initiative was undertaken without any political interference and is part of Petronas' strategy to ensure that it remains competitive in the oil and gas market. He stressed that this rationalization is an investment strategy to face the ever-changing global energy landscape while ensuring Petronas remains relevant in the long run.
Bitcoin hit a record high today during early Asian trading, surpassing 124,000 US dollars or 520,000 ringgit. The cryptocurrency's value has recently soared, fueled by US regulatory changes under US President Donald Trump, a strong backer of the crypto sector. The cryptocurrency rose above its previous July record, briefly hitting 523,000 ringgit before retreating. Its price has also been boosted by large holders of cryptocurrency referred to as whales. Senior market analyst Samar Hassan said that crypto market is enjoying a period of highly favorable fundamentals. He added that President Donald Trump has moved to end restrictions that previously prevented banks from doing business with companies flagged for reputational risk concerns, a category in which crypto firms were often unfairly placed. Trump may also be inclined to accelerate the integration of cryptocurrencies into the national financial system and lift additional restrictions. Trump's media group and Tesla, the electric car maker owned by tech billionaire Elon Musk, are among an increasing number of companies buying huge amounts of Bitcoin. In a bid to end the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, Russian President Vladimir Putin welcomed efforts undertaken by the US, speaking ahead of his summit with US President Donald Trump. He said this move is intended for the long-term peace of both countries, along with other regions, including Europe.
Для того, чтобы создать долгосрочные условия мира и между нашими странами, и в Европе, да и в мире в целом, если мы к следующим этапам выйдем на договоренности в области контроля над стратегическими наступательными вооружениями.
The Canadian Parliament's lower chamber, the House of Commons, fell victim to significant data breach of employee information following a cyber attack. The House of Commons HOC alerted staff about an information breach that happened on Friday last week. The report said, citing an internal email it had obtained, currently Canada's cybersecurity services are investigating the data breach that was caused by an unknown threat actor.
Accordingly, a malicious hacker was able to gain access to a database used to manage computers and mobile devices. This was made possible after a recent Microsoft vulnerability was successfully exploited by the hackers. The leaked information includes data unavailable to the public, such as names, job titles, office locations, and email addresses. Hackers also accessed information on the HOC-managed computers and mobile devices. In late July, Microsoft accused hacker groups Linen Typhoon and Violet Typhoon, allegedly linked to the Chinese government, of exploiting a vulnerability in Microsoft's SharePoint application. News outlets reported that the cyber attacks targeted the US, Germany, France, and Australia.
Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.